Lohmeier was a commander at Buckley Space Force Base until last month, that is, when he was relieved of his command following his public criticism over what he has called the growing influence of cultural Marxism in the United States military. Now his case is being reviewed by the Air Force Inspector General as Republican officials, including Congressman Doug Lamborn of Colorado, have rallied to his defense. Joining us now, the author of Irresistible Revolution, Marxism's Goal of Conquest and the Unmaking of the American Military, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeier. Colonel, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
I'm happy to join you. Thanks.
So your personal story, Colonel, is very powerful. For those who may not know it, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, for the past year, ever since I had taken command at Buckley Air Force Base, I had recognized, as you pointed out in the introduction, what is cultural Marxism. And it shows up predominantly in our diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings, but especially in the aftermath of George Floyd's death. So I used my chain of command to file complaints. I used the Inspector General system, but to no avail. And so I wrote a book about it while I was in command, and for that reason, I was relieved of my command. I've since separated from active duty just several weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm. Colonel, I want to talk about your book. You were relieved of your duties with the U.S. Space Force despite years of dedicated service because of the opinions you voiced in the book. So talk to us a little bit about what what you're discussing in the book, and did it take you by surprise, this pushback that you got?
Well, the pushback didn't surprise me. When a military service member, especially an officer who's been in for any amount of time, decides to speak up against the grain, you have to weigh the costs against what your aims are. Lieutenant Colonel Stu Scheller, the Marine Lieutenant Colonel, had made just such a decision. You have to weigh the costs. And so for me, seeing that essentially liberty is under attack, our armed forces are being divided by race politics at the moment, and we seem to have misplaced priorities. I elected to speak up, like a number of others are now electing to speak up. And when you do that, you have decisions to make about how you're going to proceed, because as uniformed service members, you're governed by the Uniform Code of Military Justice and held to a very different standard. So you can elect to criticize your senior leaders publicly, or you can elect not to, which was my chosen path. So I never criticized our senior leaders publicly. I was very careful about that. Never criticized the Biden administration. Now that I'm free of the service and that obligation, I'm happy to speak even more freely. But everyone has to weigh the cost versus their aims.
Yeah, I want to just ask you, you mentioned the other colonel who's been thrown in the brig because he voiced his concerns. Is that the type of tactics that are going to help recruitment? Is that going to help morale? And what do you think should happen to him, real quick, if you could?
Well, I won't. So here's every American, or most Americans, at least the ones that love the country, can empathize with Stu Scheller's sentiment and his feelings. As he indicated in his first video, and there's at least a couple of videos that are available online, he said he was, quote, willing to throw it all away to speak certain things freely because he had weighed the cost and he knew that there were consequences for saying the things that he did. So I won't comment on what should happen to him, but good on him for his courage. Now he elected the path that he's chosen and what he elected to say, and so we'll see how that all turns out. But there are many other people as well at the moment who are actually deciding to take a stand in the military. I just heard from a seasoned lieutenant colonel yesterday who's about to be public about the vaccine mandates, in fact, that are forcing him away from his career and probably out of a pension.
I just want to thank you for standing up. Cultural Marxism is a very significant problem in this country, and your book really highlights that. It's excellent. Thank you for your time today, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeier.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.